Hello, and welcome. This is Jolene with the Jewel Design, and we're here on this, I hope, lovely Wednesday, working on the outside of my French and purple 5x7 journal. I said I'd come back on and definitely work the journal cover with you guys, and so I thought we'd check in and we'd get going, and then if we got enough going and far enough on the cover, I would then do a flip through of the inside. Where I got to work on some stuff by myself, so I was really stoked about that. On this last Saturday, we did not go anywhere. It was raining, but it didn't rain as much as I thought it was going to rain, but it was enough for me to well, I don't know, and my luck, I'd go out, and yeah, I wasn't really in the mood anyway at that point, so I was like, oh, forget it. So I stayed home and worked on this journal and getting the pockets in and decorated and just sort of going along, which was great. I had a busy weekend of orders and stuff, so it was like, I didn't quite get as far as I would have liked, but I thought, well, I'll get what I can get done and go from there. So we're just about done with this journal, so I thought, well, I'll bring you along with the process of the cover here. I had a little thought process here. I don't know if this cluster will get used or not, but I was goofing around and making a little thank you for one of my lovely clients. And I was taking off pieces, and I saw the potential of sort of I was cutting out the pieces, the little ordeals, and I had this frame left over, and I was like, sort of like a window frame, and I was like, ooh, and so I just laid it down, and I was like, well, that's sort of pretty. So I'm thinking I want to layer it in a way that, it's used and it's pretty and we'll glue it all together and then it'll probably lay on top of something else. Knowing me. Book page maybe? I don't even know if I have any book page scraps anywhere. I do, sort of. What I'm gonna do is, here, we'll do it in the same shape so that maybe it just gives me what I'm looking for. There we go. Oh, I'm loving this little guy. It's one of my favorite little purchases. I could have gotten a, what's the word? I want it in the background to where, because when I'm done, I'll put it somewhere so you see some words behind the holes. Oh, you know me. Oh, cheese and crackers. There we go. We'll put that in there in a moment. I didn't want to get the whale tail. I mean, I could have, and my mom has a really good one, but it's hard to find them. And I debated on it, and I found some, a little cheap. I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe not. And, my glue. Of course my glue. Oh, hold on, guys. You know how this goes. Okay, listen to the music for a second. It's been a few days since, I worked on the inside of this, and and it was gonna be hot and cold and all this jazz, so I did not want to have anything go crazy. I refilled my glitter glue, which is great, but I definitely, gosh, I have to clean up my glitter glue. That is disgusting. That bottle's looking a little, I don't know. So anyway, I don't know what I was talking. Oh, so I didn't really want to do that. I couldn't really find anything great, and I was like, well, I didn't need to do all that, didn't I? Alright, it's alright. I'm trying to hit, so whatever it hits on, I guess, is what I get to glue down, and then I'm going to have to clean up underneath it. I don't know, it was one of those things when I was sitting here prepping for the video, I was like, oh, I like that look. And so I thought, well, I'll just, it works. And I have some just scraps, but the scraps are sort of nice where it lays out, and I think they were glued. Now, this is glitter glue, and glitter glue is always great for, laces and fabrics and stuff, but I'm gonna give it a shot and see how that does. There we go. I need new wipes. I think it's pretty dry on my end right now, but that's okay. A dry wet wipe works just as well sometimes, just to get clean stuff up pretty easily. But I wanted to make sure. So now what I want to do was hoping this was wide enough. It's not, of course. It goes in a different direction. I was like, well, shoot. I was hoping maybe I wanted just enough to where I don't feel like we have a lot of white space behind it. So it depends what we put it down on, or how I put it down. It's a cute cluster, whether it goes here or inside somewhere, I don't know. I haven't got exact plans for the cover yet. I know there's some elements that I definitely want. I grabbed all the large flowers that were in the kit to help with the cover. I think I had a general idea. I did grab them. How I sort of wanted to cluster it here. I just hope I remember. This is the downside when you have your thought process and then it takes you a while to get back to it. You're like, oh, well. Anyway. I hope you're all doing really well. And if you're new to me, thank you for finding me and joining me and checking me out to see what I'm up to. Hopefully the photo grabbed your attention on the cover, which will be hopefully this one finished. It's sort of funny. I didn't really take a picture yet because I was like, well, that's not very exciting, so maybe we'll have something. So there we go. We have this. And if I had a tiny little word, which I might have something in Tim Holtz's one of his favorite clipping sticker book. And it's like lines from plays and movies and books. I love it. So there's a little word delightful there. Because I don't have words this or intriguing, delightful, like Harold, Clyde, within my heart. Oh, that's pretty. That's pale. Oh, I like that, actually. I love this book. This has actually been, surprisingly, one of my unforeseen, didn't expect it type things that I was like, oh, I like that. I mean, you have to glue them down, though. But it sort of fills that spot because that was a little wider than everything else. I could have done that within my heart. I don't know. I like that. Come with me within my heart. I could have done a bunch of things. Oh my god, I could be here forever. Sweetly singing with love. But there's all kinds of things in here. This one's a great one. I've cut it out to glue it. I put them straight on. The stars come nightly to the sky. Numbers, words, names. There's all. I don't know if I'll ever use all of them. That's great because I have to keep reminding myself because they're really little. And so it's great. I can cut them up and do whatever with them. But okay, within my heart. There we go. Oh, right. So yeah, I refilled my bottle because I was like, I needed it. Oh, I was getting to a point where I was working on some cards and double-sided cards. So I needed some good stuff. I still need to do to add to this thing. I guess as a thank you. Maybe if I can get myself together is to do I am collecting all these strips. I want to make a journal card or two out of it. And I found some stuff to glue it all on and all that jazz. But, oh my goodness. Okay, so we have this cute little cluster. Don't know where it's going to go yet. I could be in the corner, but I don't know if it really goes. I just think it's really cute. And it might just be an extra we put somewhere inside. Or it's a thank you, or I don't know what it's going to be. It was just cute. I was just using the scraps that I had because I was cutting out the scallopy twigs, which you can fold these in half and it makes its own type of tab. Or use them in ways like this to layer. And so, yeah, I was like doing thank yous, throwing them in little thank you packets. And I was like, oh, I like the frame. And look, it worked beautifully. Okay, so that's cute and pretty. Don't know what I'm doing with it, though. Oh, there we go. A cute little craft. All right, so I have it sewn. I have it right now tied with the crinkle ribbon. Which after a while, it's also crinkled. I'm like, you keep using it. It's not so crinkled. Oh, I have so many projects. I made the mistake. Everybody's got purple out right now. So I did the, mentioned I have a new kit. Or I don't have a new kit. I printed a new kit to make something out of. And I took, actually, Ink and Pages, Ink and Page Journal's newest, gorgeous, spring, I think, like Spring Equinox, Daisies and Violets or something like that. And I let Acrobat print them 4 up. And so even the ephemera, so that everything shrinks in proportion. And I'm going to make this tiny, cute little itty bitty journal. Itty bitty. We're talking like a gratitude a day type thing. I'm like a gratitude, a favorite quote, a favorite thing for your favorite thing for the day, whatever it might be. But you had bunnies, and so it's Eastery, it's purple, it's everything is springy. Oh, gorgeous. Anyway, so I printed them to where I will have 5 sets. So it'll be very thick because I put them on cardstock. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, that's all right. So I can do 5 sets. So it's gonna be a 5 signature, cute little thick, probably just as thick as that. A thick little book. And so I'm really stoked about that because I was like, oh, that's a lot of ink, and then I'm not sure, and I have more pages to do. And so I even shrunk the ephemera so that on some of these I'm going to put the tiny little tiny pockets and things on it. So anyway, that might be the next, that's probably gonna be the next thing on camera. I did print her monthly one, but that's gonna be for me. I think I want to do a, I know it's March is already done with it for my birthday, but I really could care less. I just, March is my inspiration, you know. So she did a pretty purple kit for March, which I'm stoked because most people always, not everybody does purple for March. And my Porch Prince has a purple scrappy paper kit, and I'm just in love because it's, yeah, that's what I want to do right now. All I want to do is purple for myself and for everybody else. So that's what we're working on. So my kit, inks, you know, ink and page, my Porch Prints, I've got it all going on. So this is something for scraps from a dress that I did buy. I really don't know if I'm going to keep, I think I'm going to the bottom, and I may just be trimming this off some more. I know I wanted it in here. I know that I have things. It looks like I had an idea. So let's see if we can do this. And I think I'm going to have to cut the bottom of this off. I do realize that much. I should have taken a picture because you know me. Now I'm kicking myself because I don't remember exactly how I had this. That feels like a lot. And I'm not sure how I had it all in here. I really don't. Oh, I had some of it going up the side. So there's that. No, I just realized that. Okay, well, wait a minute. No, hold on. And now that I'm trying to oh, goodness. I am trying to redo. Of course, my phone hopefully did not just go off. No, okay. I tried to put it on Do Not Disturb, but that doesn't mean everything works through, doesn't catch through. I had a plan, and I just don't know if I'm going to remember the plan. Which I thought, well, I'll bring you along. We'll see what happens. So I wanted something pretty flat. I didn't want to get too... I'm not sure why I pulled that. Now I'm like, I mean, I like the idea of... But, I mean, as a label, I might have wanted to put it in here somewhere, but I'm feeling it's getting really... I'm not sure why I pulled those two. I am so kicking myself for not taking a photo. I probably had it perfectly laid out just the way I wanted it. I purposely didn't do any tuffing in this corner because I knew it wasn't going to make it that far. And I don't think I want to put anything here because I don't want to get a chance of it getting bent every time we open and close it. But I did sort of want to work it up the corner. You get to see this. The lace in the bottom is a nice touch because it is something that's also inside the journal. It's just something I found, it was a little sundress that's got like the white, I don't know what, cream underneath, and then it has this lace applique on top. And so it's a separate layer, so I can just cut it, which is great. So debating about meshing anything, which, you know me, I mean, I can always cluster it up underneath somewhere. I just don't know how much to do. I don't want it too bumpy, and I don't want it too... I mean, if I glue to a point, and then I can tuck stuff once I go. Now, the other part was to use this blue marine lavender that I had. The white might be good because it does stick out. I was going to maybe use the pink, but I think... I don't know. I love this, and I was thinking about using it, but now I'm not so sure, or where to use it. I don't want to cover up my spine, because we have the potential of cutting out pieces, which doesn't mean I can't. It doesn't mean I can't cut out like this little cluster and overlay it on top of the wood, like get another layer on top, or even some of this, right? And try to find a way to incorporate it over the paper. No one says it has to be a... And I need to ink it, don't I? Yeah. I don't know if I want to cut it more or not, or just do a really good ink job. I think we're closer. And then it's like we have this gap up here. And that's not a problem. I think if we have bits that stick out a little bit up here, it keeps bringing it. But I don't have to have... I didn't want anything up here to where when we flatten it out to right, it would get in the way. So I'm trying to keep things pretty flat, except for this guy. It's about the only thing. I don't know. Sorry, I should have... I don't know. this is where I would like live sometimes. I'm like, live would be nice every once in a while, because I really don't know what to do sometimes, or get your opinions, or just, you know, I don't know, keep the conversation going. But I do feel like there's parts of this that need to be trimmed off. Ugh. I don't want too much, but I think, yeah, we need the dimension of the potential inking, because otherwise, I don't know. It does seem flat because it is paper. So I want some I want some dimension. I want some layering. So having lace underneath and maybe having a little bit of the applique on top might be helpful. Well, I hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you guys watching the series that it is. You know, it's just a couple videos deep. I didn't really create a series on this, but I think it's only, what, the third one? Maybe fourth one, I don't know. But we'll try to do it all in one here. I may even, run through the process here and, speed it up while you watch me do this, because there's only so much I can talk about. I don't have a lot going on. We are on spring break. We are keeping it pretty quiet. It did rain on and off throughout the weekend, so I just stayed home and worked on, they cleaned the house for me as our pre-birthday thing, and I got to work on the journal. I watched some TV episodes, rewatching Castle. I like watching the same actor in Rookie, but he's finally showing his age. Whew. Lost a lot of weight he actually lost a lot of weight during the writers' strike, but whatever that was. And yeah, he actually lost quite a bit of weight, and we've known him for, can't think of an actor's name to save my life, but if you are Serenity or Firefly? Yeah, Firefly series, the Serenity movie. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. He plays Rick Castle, of course, in the TV show Castle, and then he plays, I can't believe I can't think of his name. I can't even think of his character's name right now in The Rookie. But my husband adored him, way before, and introduced me and the girls to Firefly and Serenity and all that. And then, so we've continued to watch him and everything he's done. And so I was just been rewatching the Castle, series, because it's light and airy and easy to do. And so I just gotta watch TV shows. And on Saturday they cleaned the house, and then Sunday we definitely were up late Saturday night binge watching something else. So, we definitely got up late on Sunday. Made breakfast, all that jazz, took care of orders all day. Stuff like that. So anybody who watches here or watches my mom and what's the word? Buys from us. Greatly appreciative. So appreciate all the love and joy that you guys are giving us. Getting this off the ground and attempting to, make a income and a living here has been greatly, greatly appreciated and very loved. Okay, so I could glue these guys sort of where they're at together, and then I can then pick the whole thing up and, sort of run it. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with my Fitbit's like, please move, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to move. I think I'm moving my hands enough when I'm talking that they think I'm moving around. Isn't that funny? Yeah, Fitbits, not as accurate on the walking. Like, either you're carrying, if you're pushing a stroller or even like a shopping cart, you're all over the store, right? Yeah, no, they don't care. It's like, oh, you're moving in some weird way. It's like, it feels like it's in the same position as if you're driving, right? And I'm like, well, GPS wise, I'm not, because hello, like, there's no way I'm not, driving. I get it. Like, I'm going way too fast GPS wise for that to be a driving thing, right? For driving, for it to be a walking thing if I'm driving. It's like, come on, hello. But I don't know. But strollers, I'm like, we're not moving so fast that we think it's something else, and we're not moving, so slow that you're wondering. But I can blow dry my girls' hair, or the continuous movement, and they think I'm swimming or something. It's so funny. It's like, okay, guys, it's probably not super accurate, but there are days where I'm using my arms, or I'm using my upper body, or I'm using all of it, and it's 10, 12, 16,000 steps. So I just think, okay, 16,000 movements. I either used up my whole upper body, That's all I did today, you know. And yeah, my shoulders are going to feel it. So we're going to do this to wrap it around. So I just sort of glued bits and pieces of it to sort of keep my cluster together. It still moves. You're still going to have that, ugh. But the nice thing is because this can come off the edge here, and I am going to cut this off. I don't really want the green down below. We do not need it for any reason. So now I want to get, I'm going to cut this little part off and we're going to use it elsewhere. It is dragging on the bottom, so no point wasting that. We can tuck it in with that mesh maybe. It's sort of like a weird leaf piece, and I was like, okay. And it didn't really intend to be this way. I wasn't sure where I was going to do. I just sort of saw the leaves here, and I thought, well, okay, I like the flower, but this really isn't needed, and if it is, I'm going to have to put it back under in a different manner, because that is just off the page considerably weird. So let's do a few things here. Let's do some layering. Maybe we can do some clustering and layering. Not clustering, sort of, what's the word? Gathering. That's the word. Not clustering. Not collaging. We're going to cluster and... Alright, let's get the... Are you in camera? No, I'm down below. Sorry, guys. I want to make sure I zoomed in enough so you can see. I don't know if my light's all the way up or down. Hold on. Am I in the dark? Maybe. Nope, that's down. Okay. Well, last time oh, there we go. That helps a little bit. I all but overheated my phone. I was so low. I don't even know how I got through that last video, guys. I was down to like 15% battery. It was overheating. I was like, what? I'm like, I didn't realize. I don't know. The heat, the length I was taking. I don't know. It was weird. I was like, whoops, that was a close call. So we're going to change this up. I think I had it facing the other way. And I'm going to bump it this way so it goes up underneath and we don't have too much hanging off. I don't mind a little here and there. But we want to have... Going to help with the paper if I can. Oh, come on. I don't have any more fabric tack. I'm going to have to buy more. Yeah, I bought a bottle and thinking it was bigger than the Sugar Bell bottles, and they're not. Especially when it leaks every time. I know Candace had the problem. I thought, oh, that's interesting. And then I get it. I'm like, yeah, it busts. It always happens to have a problem, and you lose a chunk of your glue. Like right off the bat, because it, you know, the bottle, like, it sort of explodes. So we're going to go around that one corner, which I'm okay with. I think it's great. I don't know if it'll stay, but we're going to attempt. Okay. So I need a new one. And someone did request on Lorette's channel Sugar Bell bottles for fabric tacks and whatnot. It doesn't work as well with glitter glue because you do need a really skinny tip for a lot of glitter glue stuff. We do fine detail with that. But if you guys are really liking the bottles and you feel the pricing is good, we may go find smaller bottles that would fit the 2 ounces and give you a different type of thin tipped, you know, ordeal. So I don't think I'm going up here. So now I'm sort of wondering if this would be better up under here because now we don't really have as much up here. So maybe if we do it at the correct angle, we can sort of get a little something up there. I'm always about shapes and direction and... So anyway, so I do have the 4 ounce, but I use an 8 ounce bottle for my fabric tack, but I know a lot of ladies like a little bit of a smaller bottle to play with, so we do have 4 ounce bottles coming. Found a vendor, so they're decently priced. So we will have those here probably next week in the shop. Okay, what's the other thing? So before I really glue it down, I sort of want to see... I mean, I could bounce this off at an angle. Don't really need all the mesh. The fun part is you can just take the mesh out. If the mesh isn't going to hide for whatever reason, you can cut the mesh off. Sort of thinking as like a leafy type feel. So the stuff is not down yet, but we're sort of playing with it to see what we get. I want to get those layers. I want to get that type of feel where it's there, whether it is or not. So I think this needs to be way smaller. I just don't know. I'm thinking like we need a, what's the word? Sort of a snowflake effect here. I'm going to see if I can cut this in a way that will give me some interesting edges when I open it up, maybe. That does sort of work. Okay. Which is actually sort of nice when we have like lace, mesh, lace, and then my trim that a little bit so it's not so straight. There we go. All right. Mesh, lace, mesh. And then I just have to decide what to do with this one. I'm almost wondering, just right in the middle there, that purple. No, this is, yeah, it's an Italian, and I'm going to be hoarding this, that is for sure. Oh my gosh. To find this really pale lavender is just, wonderful. We're going to take that there. Sorry, I know I'm off camera. I was trying not to unravel this thing or undo it, so I'm just like, okay, we're gonna... I am definitely using it in the applique feel because I definitely want to use it somewhat sparingly. So I can either maybe in the middle, so it's like a layer. I'm almost wondering then if a piece of fabric, or not fabric, paper or something needs to be... Oh, I've done all this. No, I'm not putting this in here. I was just trying to see, like, if I did a word thing, it would get to... I want to keep it as elegant as I can. I wish... I have one piece of French paper, and of course, that's the last thing I want to do, which I could make a copy of it, though. I'm like, I have a French piece of paper. I could make a copy, and I could put some French papery stuff behind here. Okay. I don't know here. What are we thinking? Not like, you know, like, what were you thinking? Not that kind of, what were you thinking? Like, what do we think? What do we think? Sorry, beads. I am thinking, I'm just wondering there's ways to write little things. I would want to sew, well, I guess I could glue it on. I don't have to sew it on. My natural instinct is to sew that in. I'm like, no, we're not sewing that in. I'm just thinking clear bits. But we do have the pearl here, so if I could have 2 more dots of pearl, then that would give me our 3, right? We want things of 3. I'm trying to see what types, because they're all different anyways, so I wish they were a little bit more, let's see, a little more opaque. Not opaque, but a little bit more iridescent. I have that, but so that way it stays somewhat flat, and I'm not, that's where this came from. This way they're not, you know, not going to really get bulky, and they're not going to... I have gold too, but I don't know. I have gold. Those are both the gold brackets. Where's my gold? Oh, I put them aside. I thought I was going to put gold. Sorry, my hair's in the way. It's a really big gold piece, though. No, almost too big. I needed some. If I was going to do that, I needed something smaller, which I have, but I have to go look for it. So, yeah. Yeah. Add some more gold to this. I think it's pretty, though. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you could tell me. I'm going to commit. I don't know if a piece of paper in there would work, or if maybe if I put something little, a small gold something in the middle of that would help give you that last bit of dimension, I think. Yeah, okay. Well, let's just commit, people. Because if we don't, it's just going to be I'm going to hem and haw at it, and then I'm going to be like, no. Yeah, dude. We're letting the purple flowers do their thing. We're doing the beige behind it to give it some dimension on the taupey. It's not green. It's not beige. It's not. Depending on the angle, it's actually a little bit of both. It has a little bit of a green tint to it, but it has more yellow to it, so it's not exactly what we would expect. We'll do these after the fact, so I don't want to get them in the way, but we're there. I'm going to swap them too. Now, I'm going to pick this up and see if I can glue these down sort of where I found them, like I do with everything else, so that my placement doesn't move too much, because I'm really liking it where it was. I'm trying to learn how to do this and not like lose all my crafty whatever. Plus, it's my guideline to put the paper back, right? It's like, if this isn't the right spot, then I know where to put my paper. So some of my toughing that I did, my French knots are disappearing, but they weren't all that great, so that's okay. Oh, let's not do that. Let's see if I can do this without sticking to me. Now we're gonna definitely, I'm definitely going to put the Fabri-Tac on the back of all of this, and that way I can press it down into the fabric cover. Because I tried to cover the fabric, I won't know if I got it all or not, so I'd rather do this. Oh, are we guys anyway? Oh, sorry, that's sound might be annoying. I did that the other day. I was like, oh, we're trying to watch TV, and I'm like going across the cardstock with the tip of the, what's the word? Glitter glue bottle. And I'm like, that's sort of annoying. I'm like, that's a little more high pitched than I want it to be. But we're in spring break. They did their thing. Sunday we relaxed. Monday was filming and more orders. Tuesday, not much going on. We didn't really have much for Tuesday. Pretty lax. I guess we'll just do whatever I need to do. One girl had her annual blood work during going 17 going on 17 and a half before we know it. All right, so let's see if everything is lining up where I want it. Looking pretty good. Oh, all right. Of course, I have glue beyond what I need, but that's okay. We'll just sort of wipe it off to see if it has any real problems. Of course, I dropped my... All right, so, and I'm letting a little bit of this, be loose. If it isn't perfectly glued down, I'm not too worried about it, except that is a little much in this corner. So let's see if we can get a little bit more. I have to put this down. I know better. But I put it on the side, and then it gets pressure, and it gets a bubble, and then it's, gluing out, and I'm wasting a bunch of it. So that one I will do a little bit. Okay. What we don't want to do is have these edges keep popping up, and then, you're catching it every time you open and close it. I don't want to do that. I don't want things to feel like they're getting caught and ruined or ruined for you guys. So I want you to be able to use it with confidence and not be like, oh, I can barely touch it. It's going to fall apart. We don't want that. I'm going to tuck that in there. So I'll have to add the gold. That will be whoever sees it later or sees the pictures for the listing. You'll be able to see what little thingies that got added to it, because you will see that. Because I don't think we're going to... I feel that was the lower one. No, I don't know. This one's a little flatter, so I think we'll do this one over here. Or feel a little flatter, a little heavier. So we're going to do it there. And we'll do this one. I think we're doing it around here, right? Yeah, I wanted to sort of blend those two together. Now I could try to brush some purple on those, but I don't think it would stay. And I think I'd have to spray it and then try to do something and see if it would do anything. Because I don't think, on the best of days, I love the oxide, and it's wet, but I don't know if it would stay enough to do any real coloring. Yeah, I've got to be careful about doing that. Ugh. I don't think it will. It sort of, it gives me an interesting look. But will it stay? I don't know. Lets me do a little bit of a weird purpley washy over it. So it has some, let's go in the same direction maybe, so it's like I'm trying to paint over it. I don't know. We'll give it, we won't do both. We'll just do the one and see if it dries. If it dries, great. If it doesn't dry, then I just wipe it off, and not the end of the world. There's glue on there now. I hate when I do that. Oh, I forgot I had those. I have to remember to use these. Mom got them, and I'm like, oh, I have a couple, but I have to remember how to use them, or figure out how to use them. Page overs or something. Okay. Let's see. How are we doing? So it is definitely in one corner. You open it, nothing really, no more than what what that little thing is, the only thing that's sitting there, and that's okay because it helps sort of, work all of this. So, all right, let's give it another moment, make sure everything's glued, and then we will go into the inside. Like I said, all I gotta do is find a little, I think I'm trying to find a small little gold something. No, I don't think I have any gold dots left either. I'll have to see if I have a small enough gold, because I would use one of these guys, but I don't have any gold left. I just have the silver left, and now we need gold to pull from this. So I'll have to see either my sister-in-law, I have a pearl, but it's just more pearls, and no, I don't want to do any more pearls. I need gold. So I'll see if I have a small enough gold pearl, and a pearl button. If not, I'll have to see if there's any gold accents. We have it in our bling, which, duh, but that may be too small. I'm like, I have I believe I still have the gold Diamante bling. Personally, was one of my first things that I had for the longest time in my stash, which of course is in a pile right now, and it's just getting bigger. And I got it all cleaned up in the beginning or end of last year, and so proud of myself because I received a great gift from Celeste and got it all organized, and now I've just added more to it. I'm like, well, that didn't last long. My piles of scraps and pieces from, there it is, from the store is going crazy. So, I mean, I could do, worst case, I have the gold. I mean, if I just couldn't get a button that I liked, I could just do that tiny little speck, do one right in the middle, and that might be what I do just for that little bit of something, glue it in. Alright, well, we'll find out. I'll put that there. I don't know what I had planned on doing with these. I probably had it perfectly tucked in here for dimension, right? But that feels just so... Ugh. If I thought about it, I would put an actual plate in there. And if I was going to do that, I would want to put an actual plate on this, which you could try to glue down. I know I have some gold ones, but I don't know. Oh, it's too much. Let's see. Thought I had them in here. See, I have, you know, little nameplates. But that one's sort of almost too blah. I think that's all I left is blah. I like my fancy ones, and I've used them all. Here, hold on. There's one more. I'm going to have to get more of these. I mean, I have something where we could really, you know, normally you would put brads in there and you would push it through, which I can't do. There's too much going on. So I'd have to really glue it down. If we wanted something in that corner as to give something, and I really like that a lot. And then I maybe just glue the 3 so you could slide a little piece of paper in there. You could put your favorite word that may be giving you the inspiration you need. You could put your name on a little piece of paper and put it in there that this book belongs to. That's what I was going to make and totally forgot. I want to make labels. Anyway, okay, what do we think? I'm really liking this idea, and then that way you can personalize it. I think I have an idea. We have ideas. Okay, let's see if we can get this to stay. Otherwise, I'm going to have to try to... I'll do this, and if I have to, I could sew underneath. Just barely sew under the cover. I just can't poke anything through. So, that's, you know, the downside. But let's get a nice fabric tack on here at least. And I will leave it open on the top so that you can. And I'm going to line it up with where that French knot was. I know all that French knot stuff, and you can see 3 of them. And after all of that, we see 3 of them. Oh, why not? And I think that's safe where it is. It's going to be flat. This definitely flattens out. It doesn't kick backwards at all. So, so you could put whatever little piece of paper right in the middle here. And let's see, but I'm probably going to have to sew that a little bit. I have a feeling I'm going to have to do a little bit of underneath work, which this is soft enough, and with the batting in there, I can. So if I had to, which this doesn't look like it's going to stay, I will definitely sew it down for you guys. Even if I just sewed it right in here. There's a couple of spots I can sew it to keep it from going anywhere. But I'm glad I looked into that, because that looks so much better. It feels like there's a purpose to the whole thing. I think that comes right off. I think that just comes right off. Pretty much. Okay, well that didn't work. So we now know oxides do not stay on buttons. It's not quite a paint, so it doesn't absorb. It's not porous enough like a paper to absorb the ink. So, okay. Rub it right off. Whatever stays, stays. Great. Okay, so we have gold. We'll do... You know what? I'm just going to do it because I like 2 different spots, and I have a feeling I know what I want to do with this. Well, at least the creative juices are flowing, and you guys get to see this, which I love. All right, which I pulled that out. Doesn't work. That was silly. Trying to use hair bands. Oh, to keep things wrapped around the covers here. Okay, so what I'm thinking, I know I said I'd sew it, but I think I can get around another way. Let's see, how are we doing? I mean, if I really worked it, if you really worked it, you probably could pull it off, which you don't want to do, but... Oh, someone's making food. I can hear the microwave. I'm like, yeah, I want lunch. I'm like, I want lunch. Actually, I'm not too far. We're almost done. 40 minutes? Okay, cool. Look at that. So I'm just going to give in. I have an idea. I don't think I'm going to find a button small enough, and I really just like the little bit, and we're going to add a little bit to the gold on top so that it stays in, and then I can do a flip through, guys, of this, because it will be, by the time you see this, the goal is to have it in the shop. So if you fell in love with it, it has 64 pages in it. Quite a bit of them are writable. Or has, and if they're not writable, then I made sure to try to put pockets and journal cards and things on them so they could be writable, right? So you could still write on that page. Because we have the eco diet and the copy diet, and we have the printed written page is the goal. So, well, not on a second. I'm trying to get all the little strings off the best I can. I don't mind a little bit of a star burst effect from the strings, but there's times where I really do want that more diamond rhinestone feel. So you try to get as much of the string off as you can. Otherwise, they're not, I love stringing them down like a line of. You saw me do with. You'll see it with a lot of the green in here, which I believe I just left together and just glued them down. But right now, I think we still have some silver. We still have some of the diamond of these in the shop, and then we have solid like pearls and silver. I think I sold out of the gold. I think my gold pearl wraps are sold out. And I was just like, oh, and I just saw them, and I was like, oh, I should buy more. And I was like, oh, there's still some in the shop, and then poof. I was like, all right. I never know. It's hard to gauge how long something's going to sit in the shop, and then you don't think anything of it, and then all of a sudden it's gone, and you're like, okay. There we go. So we have that. We'll let it dry carefully. So we've got some gold, we've got some antique, we've got pearls, we've got... okay. So there we go. We've got to hide the holes that we didn't put brads in, we have some glitter, some gold. Right, not gold. Yeah, gold. Duh. I'm so used to saying silver. We have pearls, we have mesh, we have crocheted lace, we have flowers in it, but hopefully thin enough to where you can open it up and write on it. Yay! And yeah, my blue marine, dusty lavender, so pretty. Oh my gosh! But we have it in sage. We have it in a champagne beige, I call it, and we have it in a pretty emerald and white. The bridal white is a good thing for that. Then it'll probably go fast. So hopefully it's still there when you guys see the video. Okay, so here's the present. I'm gonna take this off the way because that's just driving me insane. I don't know that glare is driving anybody else, but now that we're looking at just this, we're gonna do that. Okay, so we have our cover. It is on a fabric padded, batted cardstock or press board, and we sewed 2 signatures in. We did a 3 spacer instead of just a double, like figure 8. Put little beads on it. We've got our nameplate or special word, right, to whatever inspiration or word of the year that you want to put in here. We use paper and ribbon to cover the inside for all of our hems and hawings, right? And I'm gonna do a little bit of inking here because, well, we can see the paper. But I'm not gonna cut that off. If it bugs you, you are more than welcome to cut it off and ink it to your liking. But I sort of like that. I like all the little edges. We have a thick vellum or glossy vellum semi-cover with glue all over it. We put some pretty lace on it, so it's sort of like a tab in its own right. Good paper. So this one is a little snug because this does not, bending it sort of bent it for good, and then now it doesn't want to unbend. But we have, let me try to stay in camera here. We have lace, we have dangles, right? Beads and pendants and whatnot. I'm sure you saw. This was on camera, right? Where we have our little big nose face decor on our and there's that crocheted, I guess. And again, maybe the page would have been a little hard to write on, so you have a little tag, and you have a 3 large tag spacing right here, and even a little on here if you wanted to decorate with some cute little pieces inside. And I did use up all my, where all my scallop tags went, little scallop tags went, and I was like, oh, now I know. We have our double pocket, and so there's the green my sister-in-law gave me, and I love it. I'm like, I just laid it out. It's so fun when it's strung together. So easy. I love how this looks like someone wrote on something. It is a letter, and I just laid it over some of my pages, and it was like, it looks like you should have written on it already. Don't know. So we have some more. Again, I tried to bring things over from the pearls to the greens to more of the blue marine Italian lace, you know, just trying to keep certain things throughout the thing. We do have a written page here, which I didn't want to really lose the whole ordeal. So it is a tuck for a little, just a cute little like bookmark. And you can take this, you can open that up and you get to, oh, I didn't glued. Open it up for an extended writing space. So you write here and you can write your secret, maybe a little secret in there. But to keep it closed, then you have a cute little rose gold paper clip, which then just helps with our tuck here, right? Oh, gold on that. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Or glue. I'm like, what was I doing with that one? All right, so then we have our little bookmark tuck, which lets you see a little bit of the pretty lace. So then I had one of my single layered sort of scallop pockets. Then I glued things down to make another little pocket. And you get journal cards and a double tag, right? So you get journal cards and a tag to write on. You get a little scallop tag. And if you want to, you really could still write on the back of that. You could take everything out and write a note underneath it. But I love just all the layers of purple. Purple and green. It's definitely, for a French purple kit, I was definitely enjoying the purple aspects. So then we have two very thick insulated back journal cards, which are great in the belly bands because they are thicker. You can put two of them in there and they actually stay put. I finally found something to put in my belly bands that will not slide out every 5 seconds. So this one is one of my more decorative belly bands that has a larger piece in there. So then I put, of course, glitter and pearls on the butterfly and on the flower and some lace on the edge just to give it some extra oomph. Okay, there's your first signature. I said 64 pages in here. Of course, not everything's writable, but you have 64 pages. Try not to keep moving that. I'm like, oh, please tell me I'm not scratching everything up. Okay, so we have a nice lace pocket down here, and then a little scalloped envelope, and it has some goodies inside it. So if whoever buys this has a cute little set of embellishments in there to add to your doohickeys. And I really wanted to use this corner, which I don't know what it was supposed to go on. Now that I'm looking at it, going, and because it had the tabs on it to make it a large, a wider, wasn't really necessary. So I wrapped it around, and that's what's helping me glue the lace down to this page and still have some oomph for a decent tuck. So I thought that was a fun idea to use the lace in a way that, and the tabs in a way to, utilize it. So it's almost like it's a corner pocket on the page, but we have lace on one side and paper on the other. We have our little file folder, so you could sew in a few pieces of paper in here. You could just write on the inside since you can't write on that. That gives you another writing space. This time I did decor it, but I didn't make it another tuck. I just had fun decorating it. I tried all my pockets. I tried it to decorate them. Like this one it's fine. So this case on this side is a lace decoration, but I enjoyed just sort of decorating up my pockets for once. But a lot of pages to write on. So this one I did with you guys way back when. I fixed the corner and had a little fun. And again, this page now has something where you can do some writing because you have a nice trifold mini journal card trifold in that pocket. So each signature had sort of a cluster in the corner, right? So this middle one had one up here. This one had one up here. Nice big old ordeal. Another dangle off the lace. These are some of my purple flowers from one of the first original dangle kits. I had some extras, so I was like, oh, well, gotta put them to good use, right? I think they came from this kit, so. Here's another belly band. Again, 2 large journal cards ready to go. And I have it in another lace and floral belly band. And they stay really well in here because they are a thicker journal card. And then I put some green lace down the back. So I had a couple pieces. I have a few things here. At least on the outskirts, we have some lace. We have some clusters in the middle sections. We have dangles in both ends. And then we have our paper and ribbon on the back. So 2 signatures. Nice little thick. What are we, about a 1 inch? Helps if I do the right one. 1.5. We're shy of 1.5. Yeah, we're like 1 and 1, 2, 3/8. Yeah, 1 3/8 maybe spine. 2 signatures, 64 pages. Number of pieces of ephemera, cards and tags in the book to help you write on some of these pages that may have been too busy, so you don't lose out on all the pages. And just some, you know, different sizes, different types. Giving you some fun areas, and then just like I love the full sort of floral patterns to start off your signatures with. So I hope you guys really like this little guy. If you love purple and green, you know somebody who loves purple and green. This may be a great birthday, Mother's Day, because we do have that coming up before we know it. Before, you know, April's right on the corner, and then pretty soon we're working on Mother's Day. I mean, Mother's Day is what, the 8th or 10th of May this year. So, you know, we want to start working on, you know, finding those great gifts for our mothers. So, mom, aunt, godmother, sister, these are all great, especially if they have a thing for purple, especially purple flowers, since these are, it's wisteria, it's hydrangeas, it's, I don't even know what these are, but both my grandmothers had them at their funerals, and so we have the bulbs, and they've been around for quite a bit of time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I think that's it. That is the gist of my lovely 64-page 5x7. It is a smaller journal. It's only 5 across, 7 top, with little goodies everywhere, right? To show both from the top, from the side. It's going to stick out. We're going to make it worthwhile with all these little pretty gadgets and, not gadgets, bling. It's bling. Sorry, guys, I'm running out of steam. I've been up for quite a few hours. So, and it's mid-afternoon already, so, oh my goodness, I think I need a second or third cup of coffee. So thank you all very much for watching as we do the cover and the flip through. I'm loving that we added this. Thank you all for screaming at me, saying, add something, and I'm loving it because now we can, of course I put everything away, you can get a little piece of paper in here, right here, and write your name on it and put it in there, find a little word. Usually my 1 inch is... I'm all, where are all my words? I'm like, these guys. Usually, about my 1 inch, especially my everyday words, my more colorful ones. Some of you have been buying them, and if not, they are up for sale. I am now printing some of my words so that if you don't have access to a printer, you can. These little guys usually fit. I may have cut mine a little tight, but you could even glue it down and press it in. And your favorite word. I have them in a number of colors. They're in beige, they're in purple, they're in pink, they're in green, and so I did a printed version of these little guys, and they're pretty much everyday inspirational words, and they come in about 5 different colors, and you get the whole kit and caboodle. See, there's a green one and a blue one, I think, too. I've used so many of them, I don't even have them all, but these are really good size. These are great size for that. This is all I have left. I'm like, trying to see if I had one more color. I thought I had one more color. You see the purple, you see the pink, you see the beige. Aha! I see a green. Well, I was trying to show you guys. I probably would just pull out the printed version. That would be so much easier, wouldn't it? There we go. We sort of have an evergreen, and then I swear we have one more color. I want to say I have 5 colors, but I don't know what the other color is. I don't know. I've been doing these for so long, I feel like. Anyway, these words are the good size. They're my everyday words, and they are a great size to put an inspirational word in there. So, there is that option. So there you go. Maybe you get the springy, everyday inspirational words sheet, and you get this, and you could change it out even. You cut it a little bit bigger. You probably could slip it in and out, and you could actually change the word every so often if you wanted to, right? You could even do that. Wouldn't that be pretty? So, love you all very much. I really appreciate you joining along with me today, and just, you know, coming along for the ride. I really do appreciate it, and I'll keep an eye out for it in the shop, and hopefully it'll inspire you. Hopefully it will, even, what's the word? Oh, it's like, I'm sorry, I've lost all train of thought, so I guess I better go, because I cannot put my words together, but I really appreciate it, everyone joining along, watching, liking, loving, commenting, hitting up the likes and notifications so that you don't miss any of the videos when I'm able to put them up, because you never know when I'm going to get that next set up and running in the shop, or in the store, in the shop, on YouTube, in Instagram, everywhere. You never know. So if you make sure you have everything liked and loved and notifications turned on, you won't miss anything. So love you all very, very much. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.